Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hollywood Actor's Guide to Surviving the Film and Television Industry. This is your host, Jennifer Lynn Warren. Today, my mind is on auditions, and I have written down just a whole list of things that I just want to put in your head, and a lot of it's just like really brief. Some of them are just one line, and then I change topics, and so it's just a list of things for you to think about and to prepare for auditions. So starting off, keep your callback exactly the same. The reason they brought you in was for your original audition. Let the director change what you do next, or the casting director. Come up with an improv at the end of your audition until they say cut. This doesn't even need to be words, though sometimes in comedy it can be great for them to know that you can improv, like with words. But you know, if it's the end of a sad scene, just sit there being sad because they want to see you in that moment, and they're probably like imagining you as that character. And if you're just like, okay, thank you, then you're cutting their imagination off. And, you know, I really think if they're quite at the end of your audition, they're trying to picture you with maybe your co-star and things like that. So give them the space to cast you. Don't act around the edits. This one's tricky. I feel like you wouldn't know what I'm talking about until you film a scene with a friend and you try to put the edit together and the reactions and the movements and stuff aren't working. It is a skill that takes time to develop and only really comes by shooting yourself and shooting your friends and just editing things together and then figuring out when you need to be still as an actor. When choosing to play love or hate in a scene, always choose love, especially if it's a romantic relationship. I guarantee you, nobody in any great masterpiece of, like, let's take Marriage Story, for instance. You know, when they're arguing with each other and it seems like they hate each other, it's because they love each other so much and they're frustrated and they don't know how to communicate, and it's more interesting for the audience. This even goes when you're playing like a villain in a Marvel universe. Always choose love. The universe wants you to grow because when you do, it does. So grow your craft and your opportunities will grow as well. Take the lead on finishing the audition. Not take the lead on ending the scene. I just told you not to do that. Take the lead on finishing the audition. Thank them, and then just start walking out the door like you've just given the performance of your life, and make them chase you to the elevator if they want anything else. If you stand there asking, do you want to see anything else? You sound desperate, and you've just killed any magic that you've created in your scene. Rehearse the entrance to your audition right to the slate and the beginning of the scene, making sure to include your moment before as an actor. Everything should be rehearsed before going into an audition or into a Zoom audition that we are having these days. Did you know that casting directors can be fined for bringing in non-union talent? I got my SAG card because I was a non-union actress willing to swim naked with alligators. There were not a lot of SAG actresses around the area at the time that were willing or able to pull off the scene that the director wanted, and so the casting director was able to justify bringing me onto the set as a non-union talent onto a union set. So join the union. There are many ways to do it. Google it if you want to find some clever ways to do so. Don't wear perfume or cologne. Why risk a booking if they have an allergy? And don't wear it on set either. What if the casting director is allergic to your perfume or the makeup artist? Just take a shower. You'll be fine. Casting directors can be scared too. Your audition is literally in front of their boss, especially callbacks. So if you suck and all the actors they bring in suck that day, they can get fired. Actors can cost a casting director their job. It happens more often than we hear about. Think about yourself as a product and sell something people want. There's no such thing as overacting if everything is justified. Also, memorization is not the reason your scene will go well. Memorize your audition, but memorization is still not the reason your scene will go well. The actors who start booking bring credibility to small or even stupid roles. It's how they get to be moved up to the better auditions. Do not lie or make excuses for not being prepared. Always audition for the job you ultimately want, which is a series regular or a lead, right? A series regular often gets several new pages of dialogue a night. If you can't memorize a few scenes a day, you are nowhere near ready for being in that position. And guys, there's a lot of free training out there. Watch the training SAG has on YouTube. Just search for SAG Foundation. Oh, smile in your slate. A bad slate can get your audition skipped for really picky casting directors. It shouldn't, but I've seen it happen. Your lines don't always need to be verbatim in an audition. If you are having an audition and you're self-taping and you mess it up, yes, stop, redo it, do it over. But if you're live, whether it's on set or in front of a casting director, and the verbatim just kind of goes out the window and you've done the emotional work for the character that you know what they're trying to say, just go with the emotion and don't stop yourself. Just go with it. Unless it's for Aaron Sorkin, he's really picky. The more specific you become with your casting, the smaller the industry becomes and the easier it is to get doors to open. Know who you are and what you have to offer the industry. One more thing. I think a lot of actors don't realize that just because you audition for something and the director wants you doesn't mean that you've booked the job. Because if you are auditioning for a studio, then they have to send your audition to a studio to get approval. Know that you are not always auditioning for the role that you're auditioning for. I recently booked a film that I auditioned for one role, and this is the second time it's happened to me in my career, and they've offered me a second role without even seeing me read for it. And so just know that you are there to do your best as an actor. And if you give them what you have to offer instead of what you think they want for the role, if you're a great actor, they'll find something for you. And so that's what happened. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for always tuning in. I will see you on We Audition if you need a reader. That's weaudition.com. Use promo code HAG25 for 25% off your lifetime subscription. By the way, I booked my film that I just booked off of using a reader on We Audition. And I booked it from a self-tape without any callback. So also the second time that's happened to me in my life, a big booking. It always seems to be like the student films and like the small, like low budget films that want to make you jump through hoops. And then the big budget stuff, they're just like, hey, we like you. Here, have a job. So what a funny industry this is. So go on to weaudition.com when you need a reader to help you book your next big studio film. Weaudition.com, promo code HAG25. That's it. That's all I have for you guys. Break a leg. And remember, you are not alone.